Look at that. There we go. Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Good to see y'all. Good to see cameras on. Good to see everybody. It is March. Gosh, what is today? Anyways, March 19th. OTZ, that means on the Zoom. Las Vegas. Is that looking good to me? Man, hey, I appreciate it. DeAndre, thank you. I hope that's to me. I feel good. So I appreciate that. Let's see. Lisa from Philly. Thank you, DeAndre. Queens. Who do we got? Navarre, Florida. Thank you. Birmingham, Anna, Texas. Thank you, Barbie. You guys are great. Oh, man, admit. I got to keep admitting all. What is going on? Let's see. Welcome, Salisbury. I missed. West side of Chicago, Indianapolis, Concord, Melanie in Miami, Detroit. Who am I missing? There we go. Everybody's coming. Colorado, Lubbock. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Make henna. Bam. Co-host. There you go, Hannah. You can help track this. That would be great. Look at Jay. Look at that. All right, let's get started. We have a lot to cover in a short period of time. New Jersey in the house, Trinidad, Beloit, Wisconsin, Queens. Welcome. I just got back into town this late this morning, early hours afternoon. I got back early afternoon. Chapel Hill. All right. So it is March. And if any of y'all are basketball people, it's March Madness in the house. And it doesn't have to be basketball to be March Madness, but it is March Madness in the basketball world. And if any of y'all know what that is, it is an all-out fight to win. Like, that's what it is. It's 68 teams that get to go into the tournament and compete like there's no tomorrow, because it's literally win or go home. You have 68 teams that are going after it, and it's an incredible feeling. Now, what's great is they play at one of the most talked about tournaments throughout the year and for years to come. And for a lot of people, that will be the highlight, unfortunately, of their life, because they haven't met us yet, right? They haven't met us yet. And we need to make sure that that can't be the only highlight of somebody's life. Now, there are people that don't even get that highlight. Like, that highlight is pretty special. It's incredible to be able to play in a March Madness tournament. Excuse me. However, what we want is, 3 times a year, we want to recognize you for all of your successes, to clap for you, cheer for you on a big stage, so you get what you deserve. But anyways, in order to get to that point, the work has to be done. In order for somebody to win the national title, the work has to be done beforehand. Right now, the tournament is going to start on Thursday. And as the tournament starts on Thursday, what are teams doing right now? Preparing, practicing, going over film. They know who they're going to play. They're looking at what do they have to do to win on Thursday and Friday, because that's going to be the very first games of the tournament. And it's an exciting time, ladies and gentlemen, for a lot of people, whether you're fans, whether you're family or friends of people in the tournament, or actual people playing in the tournament. It's an amazing situation. However, when I sit back and look at that in comparison to what we do, there's a lot of similarities as far as work ethic, consistency, mindset, leadership, all the things that you need to become a champion in order to win. So before we go into all of this today, one of the things I do want to say is yesterday was St. Patty's Day. So if any of y'all are holidayers, happy St. Patty's Day. And there was also, we didn't get a chance to talk, but I think this month, there was International Women's Day this month, which is a very special day because I have 3 women in my life, 2 young ladies and my wife and my mom, so technically 4. So, but just so you all know, and my mother-in-law, she's special too. So there's 5, right? So, and I can keep adding to it because a lot of y'all ladies are like my sisters and close friends. And so I have a lot of women in my life. It's a blessing. So happy International Women's Day to those of y'all that I didn't get a chance to say that to. But let's talk, right? So one of the things that I'm a fan of, right? Just like you've got March Madness that's coming, and every player on every team has a goal, and everybody's goal is to win a championship, and they literally have a short period of time for them to accomplish their goal. Now, what we have is we have long-term goals and short-term goals, right? So one of the things that I would do at the end of the month as I'm finishing up a goal that I'm trying to accomplish is I would then reset as the month ends and the new month is started. So we didn't get a chance to talk on March 1st, which I wish we would have, because if it would have been March 1st and we had this conversation, I would have told all of y'all, listen, it's March 1st. You want to set a goal from now until March 31st, right? So it's a short-term goal. It's 1 month, right? So March 31st is 31 days away, right? Hannah, do you see the people in the waiting room? Because I keep adding them. So I keep seeing them and keep adding. Please, if you could, that'd be great. If you could jump on it. And so what happens is that as I set a goal, one of the things that I do is I try to break it down into 4 quarters, right? So I take my goal and I divide it by 4. So whatever my goal is, and for most of y'all, it's some sort of rank, right? So whether you want to be 5 left, 5 right, right? So the squared bonus. So you want to be 5 squared, you want to be 10 squared, you want to be 25 squared, you want to be 50, you want to be 100, you want to be 250. And I'll tell you guys that getting to the higher goals, you can't do that on your own. Like, you're going to need a team. So that means that what you put in place at the beginning is by far the most important. Whatever we do at the beginning is what's going to duplicate, right? And that's the key, is duplicating the right activities, the right habits. So anyways, I divide everything by 4. So let's say we look at this. I'm going to go to my screen. And so we go and we say, okay, if it was March that you set the goal, and you set a goal of going, so this is you, and you go, I need 5 left and 5 right, which is a total of 10 people. And you sit there and divide that by 4, it's 2.5 people per week, right? So you go, there's week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Now, each week having 7 days, there's slightly more than 4 weeks in the month of March, and that's okay. I'd rather you take your goal and divide it by 4 and have extra time to finish whatever you need, right? So if this is what's needed to get 5 left and 5 right in the month of March, here's what I want you to understand. There's one thing to set a goal. That's one thing, right? Like, if you set a goal where you want to run a mile under a certain time, but you don't do any of the activity necessary, the action plan necessary to achieve it, Like, what are you going to do to lower your time down to a 6-minute mile, a 5-minute mile, a 4-minute mile, whatever it's going to take? The same thing with our business. If you go, I want 5 left and 5 right in the month of March, and I know there's 4 weeks. The question is that what is your activity plan? What are you doing before you even start week 1? Because how are you going to sign these people up if you haven't done the activity? Have you made a list? These are things that you've seen me do many times over, family. Some of y'all are brand new and new to the family, and I want to welcome you. My name is Muzafer, by the way. I've been with this company for, gosh, going on 9 years. I started out as the vice president of field development with Secret. I resigned after 2 years of being vice president, and I decided to build a team and went to work and built an international organization, God bless, and it grew significantly. That's a little bit about me. But the best part about me is I have my wife and 2 daughters. That's the best part about me. But so now we kind of know each other. For everyone else, most of y'all know me. And so let's carry on. List, right? So you've seen me do this. But the fact is that I would have a list where I could see it constantly. Because please write this down. Out of sight, out of mind. If you can't see it, you're not thinking about it. Like, you're not thinking about it. Like, one of the things, most of y'all know Henna. Henna is like a little sister to me. She's part of my family. However, she is also my executive assistant. And one of the things that I need from Henna is lists. I need lists. What is my list, Henna? What is my list of things that I have to do? Man, she's so good. She puts a list down, cancels things, does things. I need to see the list over and over and over again. Like, I need that list sent to me every day. I need that list in front of my eyes. These are the things that you need to take care of. The one thing she learned is if she gives me an app and she updates the app, it does nothing for me, because that means I got to go into the app and look at it. It's out of sight, out of mind. I need her to text me this list. I need to look at it every day. I need to see it and go, oh man, I need to take care of that. I need to take care of that. It's just like when I left corporate and I went into the field, I made this list and I have it on this whiteboard, and that list would stay there and I would see names constantly as I walked into my office. And I was like, I need to call that person. I need to call this person. And I had a list of people that I haven't contacted yet. I had a list of people that I had to follow up with. So there are people that I have not contacted. And then there are people that I had to follow up with. And there were days that I looked at that list and there were people that I wanted to call. There are people that I looked at the list going, I should call them, but I didn't. Like, just because you should, that doesn't mean that you will. Just because you should, it doesn't mean that you will. And that's something that you really have to think about. Because shoulds rarely get done. Musts always get done. So you've got to change your language pattern. I must call them. So the question is you make your list. Now, if you've got a goal, part of your action plan is every week your list needs to increase, not decrease. The problem for most people is their list is constantly decreasing. Because if you have 100 people on your list, which, by the way, I don't know what you're doing if you have 100 people on your list. Take this with all due respect. I love y'all. I appreciate you. But if you don't have a minimum of 200 to 500 people on your list, what are we doing? What are we doing? And some of y'all are like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I know that many people. Listen, if you don't have this many people in your cell phone, Facebook, Instagram combined, then you need to connect with your upline. Now, if your upline is mom, dad, uncle, auntie, brother, cousin, sister, niece, nephew, neighbor, grandma, grandpa, whoever it is, someone close to you that introduced you to the business, they're not the ones that are going to help you increase your list. You need to connect with an expert above the person that introduced you. Unless you're introduced by one of our leaders, they can help you increase your list, but your list needs to increase. List needs to increase from the very beginning, but then every week there needs to be an increase in your list every week. Number one. Number 10. Now, how many people are you going to increase your list by every week? I don't care if it's one, as long as it's an increase. The more you increase, the better your chances are of success. So what if you made it a goal? Say, I'm going to increase my list by 5 every week. Increase my list by 5 every week, or by 10, or by 7, or by 3, whatever it is. Next, how many appointments are you setting a week? This is the action in order for you to achieve your goal. Are you setting appointments on a weekly basis? How many presentations are you doing per week? And I'm going to tell you right now, in order to sign up 2.5 people, if you are not doing 4 to 5 presentations a week, you're missing it. You're missing it. 4 to 5 a week. My rule has always been, for someone that is part-time, you should be at 4 to 5 a week, 16 to 20 a month for 24 consecutive months. This is how I've helped people make a 6-figure income, people that stuck with this. This is consecutive. 24 consecutive months. This is the hardest. It gets harder as you go down. 4 to 5 a week, 16 to 20 a month for 24 consecutive months. You can have a bad week, you just can't have a bad month. What's a bad week? You go on vacation. It's a good week for the family and friends, bad week for your numbers. But it's okay as long as you complete the 16 to 20 a month. But 4 to 5 a week is so important. The consistency of work, my friends, the consistency of work is so important. Like this right here, I tell people, I go, don't sacrifice this. Now, you take a calendar, because everybody goes, how do I manage my life and my schedule? You take a calendar, ladies and gentlemen. You take a calendar, and when you look at a calendar, and so I am looking at my calendar on my screen. So what was the 1st of March? It was a Friday, right? So it goes, how does it go? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it went like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Bam, we're on the 19th. 20, 21, 22, 23, so on and so forth, right? So how do you set up your calendar for the month of March? Let me show it to you. The first thing you do, ladies and gentlemen, is X out the days that you cannot do your secret business. X out the days that you cannot do your secret business. Like, what days can you absolutely not do it? That's the first thing you do. What does that leave you? It leaves you the days that you can. But just because you can, it doesn't mean that you will. Just because you can, it doesn't mean that you will. So, next thing you need to do is X out the days that you won't do your secret business. You can do it, but that doesn't mean that you will. So there are days that you just won't. X them out. What does that leave you? It leaves you the days that you can and will do your secret business. Now, on the days that you can and will, you have to cross out like this, like in your calendar, cross out the hours that you can't do your secret business. You cannot. That leaves you the hours that you can, but it doesn't mean that you will. It doesn't mean that you will. So you have to then cross out the hours that you won't. Cross out the hours that you won't. What does that leave you? It leaves you the hours and days that you can and will. And then what happens? Then you do secret. At that time, uninterrupted. That's what you have to commit to. Doing secret on the days and the hours that you can and will. List, appointments, presentations. Closing. Closing is helping people start. It's helping people start their business. And most of you need a three-way. You need an expert to help you. Most of you. Because if you're bringing someone to see secret and you have a relationship with them, you need an expert. You cannot be both. You cannot be the relationship person and the expert. You're either the R or the E. You cannot be both. And if you don't have an E, find one. Go up. Go upline. There's so many people on this Zoom that would help you. Okay? And then follow up. Please write this down. My fortune. And that's a strong word, but it's so true, is in my follow-up. It's in my follow-up. My fortune is in my follow-up. And that's in any business, ladies and gentlemen. Any business, your fortune is in the follow-up. All right. That's where your fortune is going to be. Now, as we sit back and look at the activity that you're doing in the days that you can and will, with an act like the activity plan, right? Because you set a goal and you broke it down. Now, here's the deal. If you haven't done this for March, it's never too late. It's just the numbers are going to be smaller for the last, 12 days in the month? Technically, tomorrow is going to be the 20th. So you'll have 11 days till the 31st. But then implement this every month. You know, I talked to somebody that set a goal. And let me tell you what happens with most people when they set an aggressive goal. Most, not all, but most people, when they start down the path, they're excited about the end result. But as time goes on and you're getting closer and closer, so let me do it like this. This is the start. And this right here is the finish, which the finish, what I mean by that is your goal. It's the goal that you set. Goal you set. And when people start here and they're headed in this direction, and when they don't see results that are getting them closer to accomplishing this, most people change. They change their goal before the completion date. I want to finish 10-10 by March 31st. And it's March 19th, or it's March 10th, or it's March 12th. And so many people change and they go, well, it's going to be impossible for me to do 10-10. There's only 12 days left. No, that's the mistake. Listen to me. This is probably going to be one of the most important things I can teach you. Being realistic throughout the process of your goal. Please listen to me. Hopefully my microphone is working well. Let's see, what mic do I have? Okay, I think this is the right mic. Most people, when they're in this process, logic, because they start looking at the goal that they set, and as time brings them closer to that time frame, most people go, it's impossible for me to finish these numbers. So instead of setting myself up for failure, I'm just going to change it now. What does changing your goal mean? Listen to me. It means you quit. Not secret, it means you quit on your goal. What I would rather you do is not quit on your goal, but give it 100% effort until March 31st. Be in love with your goal. And if you don't accomplish it, and you go through this period of hurt, that's what I want you to have. And right now you're going, oh my God, you just said you want me to hurt. Listen, y'all, that's a true statement, because I'm going to tell you why. That pain is what's going to help you grow and develop. Do you understand? It's like me telling you that I want you to have muscles more than you have now, but when you work out, you're not going to get sore. Do you understand? Like I need you to feel that soreness when you work out. You know why? Because when you work out, your muscles tear. In order for them to grow, they have to tear. And for some of y'all, if you don't know how that process works, that may sound crazy. But for muscles to grow, they have to first tear. Okay, listen, I'm not here to get religious on anybody. I'm just telling you that God created us phenomenally. But what he created, like if you really think about it, right? In order for us as a child to develop and grow, we had to go through pain throughout life. Pain led to success. Pain led to growth. So how are you going to grow in this business without it? But most people, write this down, they avoid pain and they seek pleasure. Most people avoid pain and they seek pleasure. So what happens is, as you're avoiding the pain, I'm going to set a goal of finishing 10-10. And on March 19th, Muzafer, I have 0 people in my business. I have 0 appointments set. I have 0 presentations. Maybe I should adjust my goal for March 31st. No, darn it. You set 10-10. Do the work. Be in love with your goal and finish March 31st. And sit there for a second and realize if you didn't accomplish it, go through that it stinks period. Hopefully I can use the word sucks. It's not a bad word, but it sucks to miss your goal. It's a horrible feeling if and only if you fell in love with your goal. If you didn't fall in love with your goal, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you won't feel that pain if you didn't fall in love with your goal. One of the first things that I do when I set my goal, I fall in love with it. And then I feel the pain when I miss it. But every successful individual in our world today and in previous generations have missed goals throughout life. Every single individual. And it helped them develop and grow. I need you to go through that. It sucked to miss it feeling. So then when you set your goal again, you know what the good news is when you set your goal the next time? You're training your brain and your subconscious to do what? This is what you're training your brain and subconscious. They go, hey, one thing I know, you ain't gonna give up. You gonna go, you gonna go all the way till the end of the month. I know you, because that's what you did. So you know what? If we're gonna do it anyways, we might as well make it better this time than last time. Because I know you. This is what your subconscious is saying, but you can't hear it. But it's telling you, I know you, Muzafer. I know when you set that goal, you're going to follow through. You're going to give it your all. Unless you're the person that quit and changed your goal in the middle. Then you know what your subconscious is saying? What did you write down? you wrote that down? Yeah. It's only a matter of time before you change it. I know you. I know you. It's only a matter of time before you change it. It's okay. You're going to change it anyways. Write down whatever you want to write down. I know you. What is your subconscious saying? Is your subconscious the first one that's going, hey, you're going to go all the way till the end? You're a little crazy. Or is your subconscious saying, I know you. Play your little game. Just tell me when you want to change. Now, if you're number two right now, that's okay. Change. It's going to be a little harder because next month when you set the goal, you're going to have to tell yourself, hey, I'm not stopping this time. But your subconscious is going to say, yeah, right. Yeah, okay. We'll see. And then when you don't do it and you stick with telling yourself, I'm going to finish 5-5 by April 30th. I'm going to finish 10. I will do it. It don't matter if it's April 29th and you got 0 people and you keep telling yourself. And you know what? Let's say you get 1 by April 30th. Then you're going to have this weird feeling of, I gave it my all and it sucked and it didn't work. No, it's working. It's working. That feeling that you have, that's part of success and growth. It's working, y'all. It's working. Because then next month, when you write it, that's when your subconscious says, hey, I kind of believe you. I kind of believe you. Third month. Hey, who are you? You gonna go through this pain again? Huh. Fourth month. Hey, you a little crazy, aren't you? Fifth month. Hey, you one of them. You really gonna go after it. 6 months. Hey, listen. Whatever they wrote down, all I know is you ain't gonna stop. So how do we figure this thing out together? Because I'm sick of feeling that feeling with you. So what do we got? Let's get it done. When your subconscious starts to say, let's get it done together, watch what happens. Let's get it done together. Let's do it. When your subconscious says, hey, let's do it, watch out. That was actually not the direction I was going to take this call, but I always say you have a plan, God has a plan, God always wins. That was not in my notes. I have notes for y'all because I came prepared to serve you. That whole section wasn't in my notes, but it's okay. You have a plan, God has a plan, God always wins. Remember that. Anyways, let me continue where I was headed. Where I was headed is that right now, you have to make a goal for RTE. RTE, the regional training. Yeah, you're right. I don't know if it's Daniel or Danielle. I think it's Daniel. Daniel, bonus training, 100%. Listen to me. You have to set a goal for RTE. Number one, if you aren't sure that you're going to RTE, change. You cannot think that way and create success. You have to be at an RTE, family. You have to. It's got to be a must right now. It cannot be a should. It cannot be I want to. It cannot be I hope so. It has to be mandatory. It has to be a must. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know if y'all follow boxing, but man, Mike Tyson is about to fight this guy, Jake Paul, in July. That dude is at training every day, Mike Tyson. That cat is posting videos of working out like his life depends on it. Now, I get it. Some of y'all have jobs, family, kids, life. You can't do all that. I get it. What you can do is commit to a regional that happens periodically. There are certain things that you have to make mandatory. Certain things you have to make mandatory in your business for success. Regional is one of them. It's not optional. Well, it is, but so is success, ladies and gentlemen. So is success. Write it down. If your success is optional, so is your regional. If your success, write it down. My success is it optional or mandatory? Just write down, pick your word. Pick your word. Is it optional or mandatory? Your success, yours, not mine, yours. Write down your word. Is it optional or mandatory? If it's mandatory, so is the RTE. If it's optional, so is the RTE. Pick an RTE, family. And number one, you got to be there. Number two, you got to get people there. Like you have to. So let me share it with you, right? So let me, where is it? Right here. Like I'm supposed to make this thing. Gosh, Henna and Kara do a phenomenal job. I think Kara put these slides together. So I got to show them. I think I'm supposed to make it like full screen and stuff. So I'm sorry that this ain't full screen, but hopefully it's full enough that you guys can see it. I'm going to come back to Inner Circle, but these are the regional trainings. So Atlanta, There's a guy named Muzafer that's going to be there. Jared Ojeda will be with me. And there'll be other leaders there, guys. It's going to be like Atlanta's going to be packed. Just telling y'all. Bloomington, Minnesota, Franco and Jen Obert, man, they going to kill it. Canton, Ohio, Patrick and Sean, they going to kill it. Concord, Ben Bradshaw, Barbara Smith. I train with Barbara. She's awesome. I know Ben. Like these are all from all of them. Like Franco killed it on stage. I've seen Jen on stage kill. I've seen Jared like slay it. I've seen Patrick, Sean, every trainer on here. Raymond and Janie in Chicago. What? They were just with me in Europe. They were phenomenal in Europe. I'm just letting y'all know. Like they really were. People loved them in Europe. They did. Watch what they bring to Chicago. Dallas, listen, Jeff is lighting it up. I know Amy is on fire. The DMV, Roscoe and Jen Chambers, man, that's going to be amazing. Denver, KP. I know there's not an additional trainer with him, but it's okay. We got KP, and he's going to have some locals that are going to be rising stars. Fort Wayne, Mama, and Austin, great. They're going to kill it out there. Newark, Eric G and Jaon. Like, when you're forced to say every letter in somebody's last name, you know they a beast. Like, when you have to say J's, like, I have to spell out his last. I can't even say it. I have to say A-O-N. That's how I know Jay's a beast. That's my dude. Eric G's going to flat out kill it. Carrie Schneider. Come on, y'all know the twins. You know she's coming, packing. San Antonio, Troy, downtown Troy Brown, Marty Taylor. They're going to do phenomenal. San Antonio, Tampa, Angie Cuff. She's on fire. Max Laura. Like Tampa's going to be on fire. Oklahoma, Juanita and Jen. Oh, man. Like, talk about International Women's Day. Like, they're going to kill that thing, those two. But, like, every one of y'all should be at one of these places with people. And you should be trying to get your people to these places. All right. Stop sharing. Listen, if you got to drive there, get there. If you got to ride share there, get there. Whatever you have to do to get there, get there. I'm just letting you know that successful people do what unsuccessful people won't do, even when they don't want to do it. Write it down. Successful people do what unsuccessful people won't do, even when they don't want to do it. Again, successful people do what unsuccessful people won't do, even when they don't want to do it. When you are signing people up to join your business, if you are signing up with me and you become an agent, these are the 4 things. You get a package. You're on auto ship of Club Secret Plus, and you get the RTE ticket right now. If you don't have a check mark in these 4 things, we cannot work together. We cannot. Don't even do it. Listen, mine, this is Muzaffer's, this is my time, is worth $5,000 an hour, my time. So if I'm going to sit and present and do all this stuff with you and help you build a business, and you don't have the 4 basics down to starting this RTE, if you don't have how you're getting there, your hotel, everything, if you aren't committed to that, you're costing me money. I'm going to help change your life, but you have to make a decision. Do you want to do this business right or wrong? Anybody can sign up and get a pack. Anybody can get on auto ship, but if you're not going to go to RTE and then Freedom Academy, I'm sorry, but I can't work with you. Me personally. Because all you're doing is setting yourself up for heartache, troubles, problems, failures that you can't correct. Successful people do what unsuccessful people won't do, even when they don't want to do it. Listen, family, I went from happy-go-lucky to intense. And I get intense because I love y'all. I love y'all. And I want to see you win because you deserve it. Your family deserves it. You have got to be willing to make the sacrifices. You're either going to sacrifice time or money or both. But a sacrifice has to get done in order for you to have success. There is no success without sacrifice, none whatsoever. It's time. This is our year. Big things are happening. Promise you, things are getting done. So with that being said, I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday night. I appreciate you. I love you all. Have a great night. Crush it. Kill this month. Finish it strong. Don't give up. Set a goal now and finish whatever you set from now until the end of the month and tell your subconscious, I'm coming. Hey, I'm coming. Watch out. I'm going to be him. I'm going to be her. Let your subconscious know. Let them know. Let her know that you're coming. And this year, your life's going to change. Have a great night, everyone. God bless.